Star Trek Deep Space Nine is my favorite Trek series. And today, we're diving into 3 of its most iconic costumes. So here's the challenge. With films, screen matching a character to a costume is tough enough. But with a TV series, 7 seasons, hundreds of episodes, costumes reused and reworked across years, across series. It's like finding a needle in a wormhole. And then there are the Trekkies, like me. We are the most detail-oriented fans out there. I know I'm gonna get a lot of feedback if I screw this one up. So, who here is a fan of Star Trek? Okay, so
I like the movies.
You like the movies?
Not the original movies, the Chris Pine ones.
Oh, Thor's right over there.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah,
No,
Martin. So what?
I mean, the movies I love. Star Trek 2, when I saw it
the
as
Wrath
a
of
kid,
Khan.
blew my mind. But then I connected with my dad over The Next Generation. So we watched together, and it was a family thing. We'd eat in front of the TV and watch all the episodes. But what was your emotional connection to Star Trek, though?
I have to say, when I was younger, I did not like the show. I felt it was too corny. After I watched The Wrath of Khan, I changed my opinion on all that stuff. The Wrath of Khan drew me in, and I never let go.
And Deep Space Nine is your favorite, right?
Deep Space Nine is my favorite. It's got such a wide dichotomy of different types of characters that you couldn't have on a starship that has a main allegiance. Everybody's got their own thing going on.
It's the Casablanca of...
It is the Casablanca of Star Trek. That's a really great way of putting it.
So this means a lot to you.
This means a lot to me, yeah. This is a very important piece to me. This costume was used in one of my favorite episodes, in The Pale Moonlight. There's a war going on, and the Federation is losing to this alien race called the Dominion, and Sisko has to make a moral decision of whether or not to lie to bring in a group of bad guys that in the previous seasons, the Romulans are the bad guys. But they need the Romulans' help if they're going to win. If they don't win, the Federation is gone. Everybody's going to die. In this particular episode, the captain wears a variation of the standard captain's costume, which includes a vest, an undershirt, an overjacket, which we don't have represented here, and the pants. I bought this piece and the Garrick costume from Mark Short, who is a longtime collector. He got those from It's a Wrap, from the auctions they have. And It's a Wrap, they have basically been a secondhand store to get wardrobe from the movie industry. Occasionally they get really great stuff. A lot of the Blade Runner wardrobe originally came through that place.
And Terminator.
And some Terminator stuff as well, yes, that's right.
This was bought through them and at an auction.
So back when CBS decided they were going to sell off their Star Trek archive, which was massive. They had a huge warehouse full of assets from Star Trek, set pieces, costumes, thousands of costumes, model miniatures, hand props, you name it. Christie's did a 3-day auction of all the key pieces back in 2006. And there was a Sisko costume, maybe 2 of them that sold in that auction, but there were lots more costumes that were not sold. So what It's a Wrap did was they sold the majority of the stuff that CBS still had, and these costumes were part of that batch.
Yeah, so it does have a tag that says Voyager Avery Brooks, but these things were reused and repurposed for multiple seasons.
First couple seasons of Deep Space Nine, their costumes had next-gen labels on them.
This one does say Deep Space Nine.
So they had Deep Space Nine, they had Voyager labels, they just used what they had.
Handwritten Avery Brooks.
It's possible this was repurposed from Voyager. They reused, let's say Picard, Patrick Stewart wore a costume for a season. They would make him new costumes the next season and then repurpose his costumes and retailor them for people that are coming in as guests or as background characters.
When you bought it, did you know it was from that episode, or did you figure out afterwards?
Well, that was something that the guy I bought it from, Mark Short, had identified, and I looked at his information and it seemed correct. We didn't have great imagery at the time. You know, even if it was just a Avery Brooks Captain Sisko costume, I'd be happy with it.
The costume designer Robert Blackman came in during Next Gen after a few seasons, and up until that point, all of the costumes were one-piece, spandex. It was all hanging on their shoulders, and Patrick Stewart, some of the other guys were complaining that they were wearing their backs out and their shoulders out, and so Robert Blackman designed new costumes that had various layers. Like this is actually kind of a jumpsuit with suspenders, so it would have been supported here, but the shirt is not attached to the pants.
In the episode, he starts off fully dressed in his captain's uniform. He takes off the jacket and he's starting to get comfortable talking to the camera, aka his captain's log, explaining his thought process of going through as these things happen. This is after the fact.
Right.
So the whole thing is a flashback?
It's in the present of him giving his log, and then as he starts to tell what's going on, it's
Admitting,
flashback moments. Yeah.
I saw a quote from the director who said that they were supposed to have him just getting more drunk and drunk and drunk over the course of it. And as they started filming, they just decided to just have him start taking off clothes instead, just to show that he's kind of disheveled and he's questioning everything.
I mean, just looking at it here, it looks so generic as far as like Star Trek costumes go. How can you tell it's the costume from Cisco from that episode?
The fact that the labels are marked differently actually leans into that they're original as well as the build quality.
I think one of the main things is that very rarely does he take off his outer jacket in a show.
I'm dubious. It is. You're
Well,
right.
we'll
It's
look at
generic.
it. Let's take a look at it. I don't think there's any question that this is the exact style that is, but the question is this the exact one? You can tell, all the lines are in the same spot, everything looks the same.
Shoulder. Up in the,
Yeah, so that one matches the line here.
Yeah.
This is the only one that it might possibly be. And you can't see whether or not there's a zipper. This is in the very first scene when he's talking to the captain's log before he starts taking off the jacket.
It's zipped up. It's closed. See?
Right.
But it doesn't zip all the way. Does it zip all the way?
Oh, it doesn't.
Yeah,
You're right. It doesn't. You're right.
It's just the zips here. Because it looks like it's really clasped on top.
Yeah, but this
So
one doesn't
this is an
have
open
anything.
shirt.
Is the bottom part zipped on when he's opening it up there?
It's half zip. How far does the zipper go? Does it go
Goes
all the way
this-
to the gray?
This
No,
it
half
does
of
not.
3/4
that
of the
far
way.
down from the gray.
They might have done that so that it wouldn't flap open during the
Right.
scene, but it would still look open.
Yeah.
Right.
And here you have these divots. And you have this thread right here close to it.
The divots are there. Look.
There is a line. Yeah, there is
Yeah.
a line right there.
Yeah.
Oh wait, there's the two. There's the two divots. Yeah, I
that's
think
what
you
Ken
were
was
right.
talking about.
It is that exact fold.
The fact that it doesn't zip all the way to here is even better evidence that it's this, because it was supposed
I
to.
completely agree.
It was supposed to
I
be open,
completely
but not
agree.
all the way open.
Because
so
later
open.
on, it's all the way open. He's got it open.
There's nothing that counter indicates that it isn't.
No, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Does this line match up like here, where you have one short section with the stitching and the larger section over here, and then on this side it's bigger?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you see it on that side.
But you can see it on the other one too.
The combination of that and a mark that's up in the shoulder, which you can kind of see when you flex it a little bit, gives me hope that it could be this one here.
One thing I'm curious about is this undershirt. Can we match it? Because in this picture, there's we have a zipper. That
Yeah,
one doesn't.
in this, throughout the rest of the scene, he's wearing it open. You can see all sorts of stuff that you don't see under here, which is seams and zippers. That one is definitely not this one here.
And then the pants, I would think that there's probably nothing we can do to match these.
No.
Is there any tags on it?
Let's take a look. I think there are. Yes. Deep Space Nine, Avery Brooks. But we actually have two more
Yeah.
from ideally the same episode. Here we have a very stiff, very detailed costume.
The costume designer, Robert Blackman, he said that in order to give some different qualities to Garrick, they made this out of neoprene, which is a wetsuit material. And then they would sew in these very extravagant fabrics because Garrick was the tailor on board Deep Space Nine.
They did this so it would feel more like an armor type of thing. Is that what it is?
It's not armor, it's that the Cardassian are very stiff, rigid species.
Wow, that must have been a pain to wear.
The label on this costume on the jacket is Deep Space Nine and Andy Robinson. Stunt Garrick, 35 West. So this is a Stunt Garrick pants. The pants may have gone with different costumes, but these shirts were certainly matched with the jackets.
There's a screenshot. You definitely see the fabric on the arm, and you can look at every patch is in the exact right place. The way that they come off of the seams. It all matches up, and this here is the same.
Yeah, we have this stripe here, we have this box, and we have this box.
Yeah, and
It all
this
lines up.
fold
This fold is even in the piece at the time.
Yeah, it matches nicely.
It was reused in other episodes. They may have put that Velcro on later, or...
Later in the series, he actually becomes more official, and they give him a comm badge.
Wait, there's no buttons or zips on this.
If this doesn't have any zips, then it would have been an open version, and that's clearly it's attached there.
But it could have been pinned very easily. They use safety pins all the time. I mean, because otherwise they lined up those patterns pretty darn close to that over there. That would have been more of a challenge to
That is true.
line up the patterns.
It looks like that might be like a pinhole.
Yeah, there's a little pinhole right there, right at the top, right where you would put a safety pin. Yeah, this is it. I mean, there's no way that pattern could be absolutely identical.
When I see something that doesn't match up, like, lack of a zipper, it bothers me a little bit. I don't want my confirmation bias of wanting this particular costume to be in this one particular episode to kind of overshadow the facts that we're seeing. So that's all.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to the Romulan costume.
Don't do
which I
the
think is really interesting.
unconfirmation bias. The opposite.
Unconfirmation bias, that's right. So this is very interesting.
It was listed in the auction as Senator Vreenak's, but the tags all say Lee Nickerson.
That is not the actor that played Senator Vreenak.
I did a little research, did a little screen matching. Looking at the pattern, you should see a big black square right here.
So
Right,
Right
straight
off
down
of the
from
net.
that, we should have a much bigger square right here.
Yeah.
But we don't.
We don't.
But if you look over here, if you look down here, if you look over here, all of these line up.
Even the
And then-
neckline is in the same position. It's just shorter.
Yeah, but this is cut off.
That's right.
So that leads me to believe, based on the fact that it's tagged Lee Nickerson, that it was used for Senator Vreenak and then reused and retailored in season 7
For another actor.
Lee Nickerson, who shows up as a background senator. If you look at this arm, you have these black marks, but it's extended. That one is extended.
When they make these things, they don't trim them to the person they're using them. They make sure that there's extra material inside in case they have to.
fold it on itself.
And so there is a fold line right where that would have been stitched
Where
on.
this line
Yes,
is.
right
I
here.
see it. I see it. The
It's
fold
right
line
here,
right there.
right there. And it lines up exactly.
Just retailer it.
Yeah, right. Now, as a movie prop collector, this scene means a lot to me because it's a great moment that gets quoted a lot in just prop circles. It's a fake. Because that is the whole point of this episode, is that they do their best to try and fake the evidence, and the senator realizes it's a fake, and then when he leaves, they kill him, but the fake evidence gets damaged enough to where it feels like it's real evidence, and that was Garrick's plan all along that Sisko wasn't aware.
It's a fake.
Oh, it's intense. It's fake. It's cool that this is a partial match. I feel confident the Avery Brooks, the Captain Sisko is a match. The Garrick, I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm curious how many of those particular jackets were made for Deep Space Nine. There couldn't have been many, maybe 2, 3. Hopefully the Trek fans out there can dig what we've shown. And anything you guys as viewers know about these costumes, I would love to hear about it. If you know some history about these particular pieces, please share it with us. Reach out to us or send a message.
I'm waiting for the next episode when we do a Chris Pine costume.
Yeah, that's not happening. After digging through the current evidence, I feel pretty good about these matches. Not just the DS9, but to one of my favorite episodes of the entire series. And for any prop collector hearing, it's a fake, this hits on a whole different level. That's what makes these investigations so rewarding, connecting these artifacts back to the moments that define them. But as always, the final verdict doesn't come from just me. Trek fans are the most detail-oriented fans out there. And I know you'll spot things I didn't. I just can't wait for the comments on this one.